Welcome to Let's Work the Day with Tony Ray. If this is your very first time, I am Tony Ray. Today we are going to do a light work smoky eyeshadow for daytime or nighttime if you want to as well. So go ahead, stay tuned, and we will jump right in. All right, you guys, so we are going to go ahead and jump right in. As you can see, I've already done one side of my face, or not my whole face, but my eye. So we're going to replicate this side onto this side. So I wanted to make this quick and easy. So starting off, I'm going to put concealer on my eyelid. I've already did my eyebrows, and now I'm just gonna throw some concealer, which I'm using my Born This Way Too Faced concealer. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pat that into my eyelid. Okay, so next, this step is completely optional, but I find that sometimes it helps my eyeshadows show up just a tad bit better. Or it could be my mind playing tricks on me. I don't know which one, but I'm going to use a little setting powder on my eyelid on top of that concealer that I just put on before I put my eyeshadow on. So I'm going to use my Laura Mercier. I'm going to go ahead and dab a little bit of powder onto my eyelid. I'm going to go ahead and use the Warrior palette by Juvia's Place. I've had this palette for quite some time. So to start, well, what the world? To start off, I'm going to take a skin tone powder right on the top where my concealer is kind of coming down, because I want to blend that. As you can see on this side, I don't have a super highlight area on the top like this brow. This one has a nice, like, kind of golden undertone to it, and that's because I put a skin tone eyeshadow. So y'all see me smack my face with this brush. Anyway, we're gonna go in with this color right here. It's called Kano, right in the corner. And I'm going to take just a little bit of that, and I'm taking a fluffier brush. I'll go ahead and show you guys. So I'm taking somewhat of a fluffier brush, and I'm going to kind of place that right along the top of my brow. We don't need a whole lot at all, just enough to kind of cover up that highlight a little bit, because we want this shadow to go ahead and blend nicely, and I don't want that super highlighted effect right under my eyebrow. So taking the skin tone powder will kind of soften it up and have everything transition nicely on this eyeshadow. Next, I'm going to go in with a darker, fluffier brush. Same brush, and I'm going to go into this darker color. This is called Mino. So this dark shade right here is going to help me get that soft smokiness that I want. This is a really dark color, and I love Juvia's Place products because they are highly pigmented, especially their eyeshadow palettes. So to get a soft, Lord, I done lost my train of thought. To get the soft smoky eye that we are wanting, we're going to go in with that darker shade a little bit at a time. I've done this like 3 times, y'all. I can't talk today. We're going to go in a little bit at a time until we get the results that we want, because if you go ahead and stamp a whole bunch on there, it's going to end up too dark, and that's not what we want. So I'm going to take just a little bit and begin to place that in the outer corner of my eye. And I'm going to bring this color up and around about halfway through. So as you can see right now, I've gone across maybe midway, and that's kind of where my line is. And I'm going to go ahead and just keep on filling it in until I get the color that I want. So now, before I put too much more color, I want to go ahead and blend that out. So I'm going to take another fluffy brush, and this is the thing when you are doing any kind of multiple shades on your eyeshadow, or you're transitioning different colors, it's always good to have multiple brushes. So you want to have several fluffy brushes, you want to have several smaller almond or oval shaped brushes, so that you can put that eyeshadow into concentrated areas. So that's why it's important to have multiple brushes. So I'm going to go in with another brush, and this was a clean brush because had I gone ahead and did the buffing with the color that I had, the darker shade, I might have put too much color. So I'm just taking a clean brush to go ahead and diffuse that out so I can really see how much of that darker color I really have. Okay, so we're not quite there yet, so I'm gonna go back to that first brush that I did that color with, stamp some more on there, and just keep on applying it until we get the color that we need. Okay, so I've got my darker shade stamped on there. So the very first brush that I used with that skin tone powder, I'm going to take that same brush. I could use an oval concentrated brush, but for the sake of it, I'm just going to use this because it's already out. So I'm going to take that skin tone concealer. I'm going to take the skin tone eyeshadow that I used, and I'm going to stamp that right in the middle. I'm going to take a really small, and I will show you guys. It's a really small blending brush, but it's very fluffy, as you can see. Very small. So I'm going to take this brush and where my second color, so that skin tone eyeshadow and the darker eyeshadow, where they meet, I'm going to softly, kind of with my hand, do little squiggly motions, and I'm going to blend those two colors together because right now they are like really defined. You can see where the colors are stopping, but we want our eyeshadow to blend seamlessly. So this brush will help me achieve that look. Okay, so now, oh, I've got an eyelash stuck in my eye, y'all. Now we've reached the innermost part of our eyelid, and we want that color to be a very nice, bright color so you can clearly see the transition between the lightest color to the darker color to really get that smoky look. So in order to get the lightest color, ooh, I'm about to spill all kinds of stuff. In order to get the lightest color in the innermost part of the eye, we need something that is a little smaller that can really pack that lightest color in the corner and put it really in that concentrated area because we don't, I'm all over the place today. Let me start over. We want the lightest area concentrated and packed in. So in order to get that, I'm going to use my very small oval head brush, and I'm going to really pack on the color on this particular brush. So for that one, I'm using a Hoshi, which is this lightest color on the palette. And so I'm going to really pack my brush with this color and stamp that in the corner. So when you have these smaller oval brushes, you can really pack them in, like I said, in a more concentrated space without getting and spilling into other areas of our eyeshadow, okay? So I'm gonna take this and kind of go upward, not necessarily in a cut crease, but I'm gonna kind of take my brush and go oval with it to kind of define out the space. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm taking it kind of upward and stopping right as it transitions into the next color, okay? Okay, so I think that's good. So I could go in with another blending transitional brush, but I'm actually going to use the same brush that I had. If you did it light enough, you won't pick up too much of that darker color. So I'm going to just use the same blending brush, the very small blending brush, and go ahead and blend that light color to the medium or skin tone eyeshadow. Blend those two together. Now you can clearly see the transition between the light, middle, and darker shades. Everything is blended seamlessly. So now we're going to go back to that very first brush that we used with that skin tone eyeshadow. Don't put any more product on, but go ahead and take that and just kind of blend out the very top part of where your lightest color is and just kind of draw back with it. And that will really soften everything up right in the corner of the eye. So that is it, you guys. That's all we are doing today on the eyes. It has just a little bit of smokiness, staying in the nude family, but it's a really soft smoky eye. For the daytime, I would go darker if I were doing this for a nighttime look. But I'm gonna go ahead and pop on my eyeliner, and then I'll finish my face so you guys can see the whole look. All right, you guys, so that was the light smoky eye shadow tutorial for today. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button below, and also make sure that you are hitting those notification bell as well, so you can see when these videos are dropping. I really hope the tutorial helped you. You know, go ahead and drop in the comments below if you did try it. Tell me how it worked out. Tell me if I explained thoroughly enough so that you guys could get it, because I wanted to make it as beginner friendly as possible. I am going to go ahead and head out, but again, thanks so much for coming to hang out with me today, and I will catch you guys on the next tutorial. So I'll see you. Bye.